You need to be a bad man to have a long term relationship. Most men think that good is what creates long term relationships. Being nice, being accommodating, being emotionally available at all times. And that belief is exactly why their relationships fail, why your relationships fail. If you want a long term relationship as a man, you need to be capable of being bad. But I'm not saying that you have to be toxic. It's not about being toxic. It's not about being abusive, but dangerous in a sense that you'll walk away, you will say no, and you will not tolerate violations of any of your principles. Women say that they don't want bad men, but what they actually want is a man who is capable of being bad and chooses discipline. And here are three reasons why. So, the first, you must prioritize yourself first, and this is called mental point of origin. The mental point of origin means your reality, your decisions, your self worth all originates from within you, not from a woman's emotions, approval, or any validation. In any situation or any circumstances, when it arises, the starting point of the question always must be, how does this affect me? And you have to always ask this question, how does this affect me first? It's not about how does this affect her. The moment your default question becomes about her feelings, her reactions, or her comfort, you already have shifted to a feminine mental position. So, most men operate from a feminine mental point of origin without realizing it. They're not really conscious of it. But now you are conscious of it right now. A lot of men constantly ask themselves, will this upset her? How do I keep her happy? Or what should I do so that she doesn't leave me? And this places the woman at psychological center of the relationship. And once your decisions orbit around her emotional state, you lose authority and polarity collapses. A man with masculine mental point of origin does complete opposite. Your internal dialogue starts with, what do I want? Does this align with my principles? Does this woman qualify to be in my life? He does not react to her emotions, he observes them. He does not adjust his behavior to gain approval. He evaluates her whether the situation serves his mission and his standards. His self worth is not negotiated through the relationship. And this is super, super critical. A woman can never feel safe with a man who does not lead in his own life. If your emotional and psychological center is outside of you, she is forced into leadership by default. I'll say this again. She is forced into a leadership if you are not your center of your life. And once a woman is placed in the leadership position, desire disappears. Mental point of origin is not about being arrogant, it is about sovereignty. It is a difference between choosing woman or needing a woman. By the way, if you're a CEO, entrepreneur, or high performing man who is struggling to find long term wife material, work with me one on one, and you can find the link in the description. So, the second point is, you must be willing to leave immediately when a woman breaks your core principle. And this is where a lot of men collapse. They talk about standards, but they don't enforce them. If you don't leave when your core principle is violated, that means that your fear became bigger than your principle. Your fear became bigger than your principle. And that is why you must exactly define your principles, even starting or entering a relationship. You have to set so that you have to gain respect, Respect first, loyalty first, emotional stability first, cooperation, etc. You have to make your core principle within your relationship. And once you compromise on any core principles, you teach her that your boundaries are negotiable and do not negotiate with your boundaries. I'll say this again. Do not negotiate with your boundaries. A man who cannot walk away is not good. He is trapped within the relationship where he is not satisfied and she is not satisfied. The main reason why you are scared of enforcing your boundaries is because you're afraid that she will no longer give you sex. And that is the truth. And please write it down. The core of your fear is that she will no longer give you sex. And that's it. Like, try to think of it. Let this marinate. This is your core fear. And to overcome this fear, you have to have the abundance mindset. And this perfectly segues to the third point. Third, you must operate from abundance, not scarcity. A scarcity mindset says, this is the only woman I can get. But abundance mindset says, I choose you, but I don't need you. I choose you like a Pokemon. Those who know knows. But I don't need you, okay? Women are hypergamous by nature. They want the best man they can secure. And one of the strongest signals that a man is a high value man is that other women want him. And other women wanting him does not mean he's gonna cheat. This means that man has optionality. A man with no options becomes fearful, and fear makes him tolerate disrespect, and fear makes him lose frame. Women say that they don't want a man to be bad, but what they really mean is that they don't want irresponsible men. They don't want a man that does not know how to use their power responsibly. What women want is a man who is capable of being bad, but is controlled. Let this marinate. The man who is capable of being bad, but he is controlled. A man who can leave. A man who can say no. A man who is not afraid to lose her. Never give up your power because of your fear. And you already know the core fear. And this is what creates respect. This is what creates true, genuine desire. And this is what sustains long-term relationships. And being bad as a man does not mean harming women. This is not about harming women. No. You have to protect women. And to be able to protect women, you have to have the power. This means that you have a power, yet disciplined. And a man who is not harmless, but disciplined, is the man a woman commit to long term. Remember this. Never give up on your power, but be disciplined with it. And the powerful one is the one who is able to protect a woman. And this is what the masculine frame is about. Woman enters into a masculine frame whenever a man has power. And the power when it's disciplined. Thank you.